Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the special stockholders meeting of Santa Lucia Land Incorporated, being conducted via video. May I request all participants to keep their microphones on mute. We will start the proceedings with an opening prayer, and then we'll ask everyone to stand for the Philippine national anthem. So let's put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Thank you, Father. Awesome God, thank you for this gathering of leaders. Thank you for our special stockholders meeting, our directors, our officers, and all our stockholders. We pray for a good meeting, good connection, and everything we do here, we do for a greater glory. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. So it was in the beginning, now and ever shall be, world without end. Father, Son. May I request everyone please stand for our Philippine.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, ewas ang sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa gagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit raw-raw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang hindi magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please be seated. We shall now begin the meeting from. Welcome our Santa Lucia Land Incorporated Chairman, Mr. Vicente R. Santos. Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, everyone. To safeguard the interests of the stockholders and participants of today's meeting, the special stockholders meeting is an online-only event. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Management of Santa Lucia Land Incorporated, I wish to extend my warmest welcome and appreciation for the participation of our stockholders at today's special stockholders meeting. Joining us today in meeting are the directors and officers of the corporation. I am Mr. Vicente Santos, Chairman, Ezekiel D. Robles, the President, David De La Cruz, Executive Vice President, CFO, and Chief Risk Officer, Marisa Santos Tan, Treasurer, Aurora D. Robles, Assistant Treasurer, Patricia Muni, Corporate Secretary, Eric D. Kim Ching, Assistant Corporate Secretary, Crystal Prado, Assistant Corporate Secretary, Jeremiah Pampolina, Chief Sustainability Officer, Chief Compliance Officer, and Vice President for Investor Relations and Corporate Planning, Hanani Palmon, VP Controller, and the Data Protection Officer. The directors are Vicente R. Santos, Ezekiel D. Robles, Antonio D. Robles, Aurora D. Robles, Simeon S. Cua, Marisa R. Santos Tan, Orestes R. Santos, Danilo A. Antonio, Justice Renato C. Francisco. I will now call the meeting to order. The first order of business is the certification by the Secretary of the sending of due notice to all the stockholders of the corporation and the determination of the existence of a quorum. May I request the Secretary to please certify as to the proper sending of notice and the existence of a quorum consistent with the corporation bylaws?
Mr. Chairman, for purposes of this special stockholders meeting, notice is hereby given that the proceedings are being recorded in accordance with the Anti-Wiretapping Act in relation to SEC Memorandum Circular Number 6, Series of 2020. Accordingly, I hereby certify that notices of today's special stockholders meeting have been published in the business section of two newspapers of general circulation, the Manila Bulletin and Philippine Star, on July 21 and 22, 2025, respectively, in print and online format, in compliance with the SEC notice dated March 12, 2025, regarding the alternative mode of complying with the existing requirements for stockholders' meetings. Moreover, electronic copies of the notice of today's meeting and information statement are available on the corporation's website and have been disclosed on PSE Edge. Further, I have examined all proxies on file and the list of stockholders present at today's meeting. On the basis of my examination, I certify that out of the total number of shares outstanding as of July 18, 2025, the holders of 1,429,997 shares are present through remote communication, while the holders of 6,701,005,767 shares are present by proxy, for a total of 6,702,435,764 shares registered as present. This represents 80.7868% of the total outstanding shares. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I certify that a quorum is present for the transaction of business by the stockholders.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I hereby declare the existence of a quorum. Pursuant to Section 49 of the Revised Corporation Code, may I request the Secretary to please discuss the materials information on the current stockholders and their voting rights.
Mr. Chairman, based on the list of stockholders as of July 18, 2025, prepared by the corporation's stock transfer agent, there are 264 stockholders of the corporation. With regard to their voting rights, at each meeting of the stockholders, every stockholder shall be entitled to vote in person or by proxy through remote communication or in absentia for each share of stock held by him which has voting power upon the matter in question. A majority of the subscribed capital present in person or represented by proxy shall be sufficient to constitute a quorum for the transaction of any business whatsoever, except in those cases in which the revised corporation code requires the affirmative vote of a greater portion. With respect to the amendment of the Articles of Incorporation, the stockholders representing at least 2/3 of the outstanding capital stock of the corporation shall be sufficient to approve the amendment. A description of stockholders' voting rights was included in the definitive information statement of the corporation, copies of which are available in the corporation's website or on PSE Edge.
Thank you. We shall proceed to the next item in the agenda. The next item on the agenda is the review and approval of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held last June of 2025. Copies of the said minutes are available on the corporation website. May I request the secretary to discuss the proposed resolution and voting results for this agenda item.
Mr. Chairman, the adoption of the resolution being flashed on the screen is being proposed. Of the votes cast, 100% of the shares represented in the meeting voted in favor of the resolution. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you, Secretary. We shall proceed to the next item in the agenda. The next item on the agenda is the approval of authority to amend secondary purpose in the corporation's article of incorporation. May I request the Secretary to discuss the proposed resolution and voting result for this agenda item?
Mr. Chairman, the adoption of the resolution being flashed on the screen is being proposed. Of the votes cast, 100% of the shares represented in the meeting voted in favor of the resolution. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. We shall proceed to the next item in the agenda. We will now address the question, comment from our stockholders sent via email as stated in the guidelines of participation of this meeting available on the corporation website.
Mr. Chairman, there were no questions sent by email. Thus, this concludes our question and answer portion. As stated in the guidelines, we will reply to all other questions and comments by sending an email directly to the stockholders. I will now turn over the floor to the chairman.
Thank you. There being no other matter to be considered for this meeting, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for participating in the special stockholders meeting of the corporation. Thank you.